Hello everyone, welcome back to Frag Chat with Smelly and Smurfy. Don't forget to check out my Patreon group, the Private Members Club, where there's an extra video every week, and you can sign up by following the link in the description below. The latest video is on my best fragrances of the 70s, 80s, 90s and 2000s and 2010s. Hello everyone, welcome back to Frag Chat with me, Smelly, and her
Smurfy!
So great to be back. A little bit of a break since the last one, mainly just because we've both been busy. Claire's been all the way to Milan, to Accents.
And to France as well.
And to France, so she's been very busy. And I did appear here briefly, babysitting Sweetie. But now we're back for another episode of Frag Chat, and we're going to be talking about numerous subjects tonight, so we're going to dive straight into it. Scent of the night. Let's do a quick scent of the night and updates on things that have been going on. So what's your scent of the night?
My scent of the night. We are going to delve into this very deeply, very soon, in the next few moments. But I'll just tell you now that it's Hibou by Bedeaux Perfumes, and it's my latest addition to my collection, and I'm very, very happy. More
on that one to come in a moment. And my scent of the night is one that I just picked up this week, which is 1681 from Carthusia, and we won't be speaking about that later. So it's a really nice iris scent. Some people say it's like Dior Intense, but a little bit fresher and more citrusy and herbal. And definitely, similar to Dior in all its versions, but maybe the niche version of that. I really love it. Okay, so we're to controversial subject first. So now Claire really was the person who picked up on this one and made a video about it immediately after the Milan Accents event. So what was the subject, Claire?
So I did a video of vloggers versus bloggers. Is that right? Yeah. Vloggers versus bloggers.
That's it. Yeah.
So it all stems from after Essence, which I can't say.
Accents.
If
you want to really.
Accents.
After
the event in Milan.
Yes, it's a major perfume event held every year in Milan, where there's a kind of a trade event, but many online reviewers who we're going to discuss the different types of those in a minute. They also go, including Madame.
So what happened was, after the event, there was an article on a well-known blog website. Are we mentioning the site?
I think you can mention the site. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, we're not going to take sides, are we?
No.
Maybe.
So there was an article on Cafle Bon. I never say it. I can't ever say it.
Cafle Blanc.
I think people say Safle Bon.
You know the one we mean, people, right?
But you know what I mean. There's two major fragrance sites. You've got Safle Bon and you've got Fragrantica. Anyway, so the one of the main writers of Safle Bon wrote an article about the event, and right at the beginning of the article, it was slightly unpleasant about the video YouTube vloggers, and said words to the effect that they hope that the phenomenon dies out soon. Timmy from Imagine Scent made a comment on the blog and said it basically it's kind of like unfair tarring everyone with the same brush.
He commented back on the blog? Oh, interesting.
But he did say, in words to the effect of, I hope your career is short-lived, just like you're wishing for us YouTubers have a short-lived career.
Oh, brilliant.
So, but then what happened was, it got edited and they took away kind of tarring everyone with the same brush, and then like kind of changed it. So then it looked like Timmy was attacking the writer, and they'd taken away the reason why he'd attacked the writer. So
because they edited the article, right? They softened it up a little bit.
They edited it, but they didn't ever say this has been edited.
Yeah, and then some of the comments based on the original one could then look a little bit. A lot of people
started to attack Timmy to say that was very out of order, but that's because they hadn't read.
I didn't know
Did you not? They hadn't read the original article, but luckily Timmy had copied it and was able to then share it. So
anyway, brilliant, love it, juicy.
So it's a bit of juicy gossip. Yeah. And the topic of conversation is vlogger. Do you like vloggers? Do you like bloggers? Do you think that we all should share the platform without?
Yes.
Without.
So people who write mainly fragrance reviews with words that are typed.
Yes.
And people like us who mainly do videos. And there's maybe a little bit of snobbery that the people who write, and perhaps that's been going a bit longer than the YouTube thing, which has exploded more in recent years, perhaps feel a bit resentful that they've been working really hard. And then people come along with varying degrees of qualification or expertise who have YouTube channels and suddenly think themselves to be influencers. And apparently some of them are sort of cordoning off or taking up large areas in the
that's what was said in the article. Is apparently one YouTuber had sort of cordoned off a bit of the area in Aix-en-Provence, and prevented
a well-known successful YouTuber, who was nameless. But we could all.
But it wasn't actually the person who you think it is.
Right. Oh, it's not.
But I can't remember who it is now.
Lexa.
Anyways, apparently made the writers late for their appointments. But from what I've heard, the walkway wasn't cordoned off, and the little video thing happened for like 3 minutes, and then you could just walk around them. So I think there was a little bit of over exaggeration going on. And it's kind of a shame to tar everyone with the same brush.
Right.
Regardless.
So the problem was that some of the people who've been going perhaps to this event or similar things years after, now it has escalated perhaps the influence and significance of YouTube reviews.
So suddenly there's people with cameras following them, people with big cameras around their neck taking photos, doing all this stuff.
It's quite intrusive in the event compared to
maybe it was just people with notepads,
which would seem a bit more civilized. But the world we live in is moving that way. So and that's so that. What do you think about that? Obviously you're watching the video, so that's good, but do you think that maybe do YouTubers deserve the same level of respect as people who write blogs or write things online? Are some of the YouTubers kind of a bit unjustifiably now having more weight than they perhaps should? Obviously when you do YouTube it can be a slightly dumbed down medium because the way people consume things now, the format for some YouTube channels is very sort of bullet pointy and boiling things down to sound bites and things like that. And is that a bad thing for the understanding and appreciation of fragrance, which we both
Or do you think that there is room for everyone? And if there are people that want to watch videos, let them watch your videos. If there are people that like to read, great. If there are people that like to do both, great. Well, there's room, because the internet is infinitesimal. There is no.
Is it?
It's almost like the universe.
Oh, right.
It's not like we're going to run out of space to have a blog because there's a video. There's space for everyone. So, and it's down to the viewer.
Yes,
who
that's
chooses
true.
what they want to watch, read, or whatever.
But also, whether it's right or wrong, I think that there was at least one of the big, an important indie niche perfume house person said that these are some statistics of where some of my hits to look at products on my website.
Can we say who that was?
Probably,
he shared it publicly.
Okay.
So Victor won.
We could say if it was, we'll come back to what we're drinking in a minute.
Victor Wong, off of Zoologist, he just shared on Facebook that he gets quite a lot of traffic from YouTube, and it was just kind of, I guess it was nice that he supported YouTubers and just showed that they have their value in promoting the smaller brands.
Yes, so he was saying whether you like it or not, a lot of my traffic, or a significant proportion, does come from YouTube, more so than other stuff, much other stuff.
And I've heard from, we weren't going to talk about this, but another aspect or another thing that was criticised at
we should link it in.
Another thing that's criticised is apparently quite a few people, representative of whether they were on YouTube, writers of blogs or Instagrammers, quite a few were very demanding brands asking for free bottles.
Right.
And many people went away with an extra suitcase full of goodies that they got for free.
Right, yeah.
So there's now a whole new conversation about that and whether that's okay and
It does make you wonder, because we don't really want. I mean, we used to watch YouTube videos of very passionate people who've just been and bought their favourite 5 or 6 perfumes and what have you, and talked about them in a very passionate and sort of naive and honest way. And naturally, as things have changed, and that's become something that can be a way for brands to promote their products. Things are not so innocent as they once were. But we don't want people to, we don't want the majority of videos that we see to be people who've been given stuff free. Naturally, there's going to be, we're not saying they would then be totally biased, but you can't help but think if you're getting a lot of stuff free and you'd like that to continue happening, it's kind of in your interest to generally be relatively positive about the things that you get. So it's difficult. And you've said that you're not going to ask for free stuff at all.
Yeah, I mean, I've never asked for a free bottle. We just had this discussion. Neither of us have ever asked a brand.
I might have. I don't normally do it very often. I can't remember.
But neither of us have. You've never directly approached a brand out of nowhere and said, please send me a bottle, have you?
Not that I can recall.
No.
And I don't recall everything that happens.
And I certainly haven't.
But generally not. Yeah, it's not something I generally do. No.
I have approached brands for samples, as have you. Both of us have. And I think it's worked out well for both ourselves to put a really great new house on the channel, whether it's your or mine. And also it works out quite well for the brand to get a little bit of exposure. But I've decided that it might put that brand in a position, because they may feel that by refusing, they might feel like that I could potentially then be not wanting to give them a favourable review, and at the point that I do get to try their perfumes. Now, I know my own morals. I would never be like that. But there are people out there.
There are stories
that potentially might be a little unpleasant because the brand didn't give them a freebie.
So some people apparently, if they don't get a free bottle, then will not mention that brand ever, or if they do, they'll be mean about it, which that's not healthy. So we definitely want all of your comments. I guess that's the point here. We want to know what you think about that. Do you prefer written stuff? What do you think about I mean, it's a bit ridiculous to say people should only buy stuff all the time and never review free stuff.
I think the thing with that is, as a reviewer, you want to keep your channel fresh. You want to keep on talking about new stuff. You want to talk about the latest things and the things that are getting hyped. And it's certainly not within my budget, and I've got a high maintenance pussycat to worry about over there. And
she's definitely
whatever other habits I might have at the time.
Just normal life.
I'm only kidding, but
no, she's only kidding.
I certainly do spend a proportion of my money on fragrance, but I also have to budget.
You're not extravagant, and neither should most other people have to be. The cat just climbed up on the TV. So inevitably, if people want to do this, they've got to get some stuff for free and still be kind of able to give an honest review.
But is it okay to just review from samples, or do you feel like a full bottle is necessary?
No, I don't. I know some people say you've got to test this for I want to wear it in different seasons and stuff, but I think great if someone's done that and they're saying, look, I've really worn this thing inside out different times of the year. But I think the nature of reviewing stuff is that you're often wanting to review things that are fairly new. So you're not going to be able to try it out for 3 months because a new fragrance comes out, but no one can review it for a year. Well, that doesn't, with an album, a new band does an album. You're going to get to know, you maybe will love that album and know it properly in a year, but you're still going to have to review it on a couple of listenings, aren't you? So it's okay to do that, I think.
As long as you're honest. I've only worn this twice, because I've only got a small sample, but this is what I think. I don't see any problem with that. I think you can totally review something, and then if you do end up loving something and buying a bottle, then it's great, and it really adds weight to your review to say, I bought this because I bloody love it, and now I've worn it for 6 months, and here's my full, proper, in-depth review.
And now that's why I put it in my top 10 summer fragrances, because I've had it since last summer and I still love it. But there's a balance. So, we want to know your opinions about all those kind of issues. What's better, writing, YouTube, obviously you could, or Instagram, that's...
Instagram's massive now.
That's even bigger than YouTube, I think, in marketing.
At Essence.
The cat's going nuts.
Going crazy.
She's very jealous that she's not the centre of attention at the moment. Let's try and get that on the camera. It's death-defying feat. Yeah.
Don't know what she's up to.
Basically trying to distract attention towards herself.
She's trying to get attention, basically.
Uh-oh. She's... Oh, right, have a quick look. I love the way they're just about to do a big jump and then they lick themselves. Now what? Oh, no. Okay.
Basically, she's trying to get attention because we're talking to each other. So, yes.
All of these... Where were we? All of these subjects are very interesting, and we have very skillfully not come down on either side. But she just jumped in a box.
Cat's in a box.
So yeah, free stuff. Is it better to be, reading written reviews, YouTube reviews, people asking for free stuff and thinking that they're influencers? There's a bit of a backlash against that, isn't there?
And do you think, because I understand from talking to a few perfume houses that YouTubers are not necessarily the worst when it comes to asking for freebies.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the perfumers I was talking to said he was actually bullied by a fragrance writing person of Logo. He was actually kind of bullied. I'm not quite sure of the details, but not good. And I've also spoken to someone else who was requested a full bottle of every perfume in his line by YouTubers, writers and Instagrammers.
Right. They just said, "Oh, just give me one of everything."
One of everything, full bottle, and I'll feature them on my vlog, blog or Instagram. So, again, what I'm trying to say is, don't tar everyone with the same brush. Everyone is individual, and if they want to be cheeky and start asking or demanding full bottles, tell them to fuck off.
I wondered where you were going to go with it.
And I think...
Yes.
Why not expose them as well?
Oh, right. Oh, God. Now you're being controversial.
Name names. Come on.
Oh my God. Okay, what do you think about that, viewers?
Because they all talk to each other.
Everyone knows, It's all
a very close-knit community.
All right. So would you like to know the gossip about who's the worst at blagging free stuff? Let us know, because I don't know, but it'd be interesting to know if you could mention it in the comments, but I don't want to get into that. But yes, if anyone has any thoughts on this, let us know. Now, the reason we're drinking pink champagne, actually, it's a bit. I should have mentioned this earlier in the video. Whoops. Rather than our usual drinks, because congratulations, Claire's finally bought a new property, or had an offer accepted, so touch wood and all that, but all being well, you've got a lovely new house. Can we say where?
Basically, I've sold my house, so my next door neighbours who are renting are going to buy this house, and
so they'll be taking over the show next week.
Yesterday, I found my house. I found my perfect house. And I placed an offer, and my offer has been accepted. So it's all, obviously none of this is
legally binding, 100% but all being well
in stone, but all looks good for me moving into a house where I want to be.
Can we say roughly where?
Yeah.
Rochester in Kent.
It's in Rochester, which is only a town or two away from where we are now.
Yeah.
But it's closer to my good friends that I grew up with.
It's in the area where you grew up, very nice.
I know the area very well. I know the pubs. I know where to find the live music. Around here, there's not much going on.
Are you still allowed in the pubs? No.
I've got thrown out of one, but I think
they may
might
have
That was
expired.
a while
the ban
ago
may have
now.
expired. Okay. Good. So well done, though. Really, congratulations to Claire, because she's wanted to move there for a long time. And
thank you for the champagne. Cheers,
pleasure,
everybody.
and it's very nice. So the cat's looking at us from this box that it's climbed into. Now we're going to move on to the.
Should we show her? Come on.
That is quite fun.
You're gonna have to play like with editing here, but
I think that can just be unedited.
Yeah, there she is. Sweetie,
hello.
She looks evil.
It's evil. The curse of Sweetie. Okay.
Have we even started on Bedeaux yet?
No, we're supposed to be reviewing a very important niche fragrance brand. So that's now we get to the main part of the video. You told me champagne was a bad idea.
I told you. Do you know what I said? If I have 2 glasses,
you've certainly livened up. Since we switched to champagne, you've really livened up. Okay, I'll have to remember that. Right. Okay. So we are now looking at a brand that Claire's discovered, really. And I've been very impressed on first impressions. But who are they?
Okay, so they're called Bedeaux.
Okay.
And I met the perfumer when I was in Essence.
Yes.
And she wasn't displaying there. She was actually there scoping out the joint for potential display in next year.
Right. Oh, okay. She wasn't an
she
official
wasn't there
exhibitor.
to display. She was just checking it out. And she's sort of saw me in the event, and we sort of spoke to each other. And she said she was really keen for me to try her fragrances. And we met up the next day. Actually, we happened to bump into each other at the big party, which was really nice because we got to know each other briefly at the event.
Yep.
Then there was a big party in the evening. I didn't know she was going. She didn't know I was going. I ended up sort of being there on my own for a little while, and there she was. It was really nice to see a familiar face, and we sort of hung out for a little while. It was really nice. And then the next day we met for a coffee, and I got to smell her perfumes, and I was so, when you just like, I really like these. These are different.
Yeah.
These are unique, because you do smell so many things that are just not unique.
Yeah. But at the big fair like that, it becomes probably very difficult for anything to really stand out.
Everything kind of melds together.
Yeah.
And then, I sat with her in this lovely terrace outside this cafe, and I smelt what she's done, what she does. And I was like, yeah, this is something special.
Right. And you've brought some samples and even a full bottle.
Yes.
Which one would you like to do first? Do you want to do the full bottle
She'll
first?
do the full bottle.
Okay. So the one that you've fallen in love with.
There's two that I love, actually.
Okay.
But this is the first one I've bought.
Okay. And this one is called
Hibou. So here is Hibou.
And it's from Bedeaux, which is, I'll try and print that on the screen, Bedeaux.
Yeah.
And we shall put the link in the description. I believe they're only available in the UK at the moment.
But Amanda is looking at a potential solution for getting them to the States.
Perfect. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So look out. Watch this space. We'll try and keep you informed on that. Okay. And this one, of course, Hibou is the one of the line that you decided to buy a bottle of. You've got a 30ml bottle there. Prices, by the way, it's a 15ml bottle, small size, but they're quite strong eau de parfums, and that's £30. Yeah. And do we know what the 30ml bottle is?
I think it's about double that.
Okay, yeah, roughly equivalent. Yeah. We'll put the link to the website. So they're not outrageously high prices at all.
No, I think the fact that you can buy a small bottle is really nice, because they are very concentrated.
I like 30ml bottles.
And when you're a fragrance collector, you just don't need big bottles. No. I think if you fall in love with a fragrance, you can speak to Amanda. And she will find you a 50ml or 100ml if you really love the fragrance.
Right.
She's very accommodating.
Right. Okay, great, yeah. And so, but I'm all for 15 and 30ml sizes, especially for those of us.
For us weirdos, that's perfect.
Not gonna.
Because let's face it, we're never gonna get through them when we wear all the other stuff.
Well, we might, one or two, but in most cases, that's more than enough to keep you going for a year or two. Okay, so, and Hibou consists of notes of orange, bergamot, star anise, jasmine, rose, patchouli, palisander rosewood, my favourite kind of rosewood, amber, vanilla, and labdanum. So, we kind of disagree slightly on our description, or we describe it differently. I get a lot of sweetness and a kind of candy floss,
you said
caramel-esque thing.
You said it smelled very gourmand. To me, it smells really woody.
Right. So is it woody gourmand?
But syrupy.
Okay. It is syrupy, yes. I agree with that. To me,
when I've reviewed this one, by the way.
What's funny about that? Hang on.
Plugging myself.
Oh, that's all right.
So I haven't reviewed this one, actually. I've just done a very brief review.
Okay. All right.
To me, it's a meeting of unisex and feminine notes in one.
Okay.
Rather than them melding together and it being just plain old unisex, to me it feels like they're there in separate entities.
Right.
So the floral, exotic, heady, syrupy notes meets the very woodsy notes. To me, is masculine bit sort of.
I'm getting that vetiver. I'm going to say vetiver. We think maybe ISO-y super.
I feel like there's ISO-y super.
It sounds like you're being almost derogatory when you say that, but it's a really nice fragrance note that we like. We will embrace that
a lot. So, but it's not. Yeah, it's a bit chalky.
Yes, I also get kind of burnt sugar caramel, almost, and I mean this in a good way, bubblegum-esque. Or I even said it reminded me in the mood of Acqua e Zucchero from Parfums Roma.
I would say it's not as sweet as that.
It's not quite, no.
To me, I think the sweetness level is quite. It's totally there. But if I look at my collection of fragrances, this is one of the less sweet fragrances in my collection. Oh, right. Because I feel like it's counteracted quite a lot by the woodsy notes.
It's definitely very woody, and I'm getting vetiver, but more to it than that. And I really enjoy the sweetness, but it's balanced sweetness. There is rose and patchouli, and there's jasmine, so there's some floral notes in there. Amber actually is a good note to pick out of the listing. That now that you mention it, there's that ambery feel
in the base,
and maybe the labdanum is that's an incense type of
kind
thing,
of
isn't it?
incensey, resinous, slightly
really
sticky, rich,
and very strong. I think very powerful. So really lovely stuff, and that is Hibou from Bedeaux, and rather nice labelling there, and that's from a recycled t-shirt.
Yeah, there's recycled. I think it's recycled t-shirts.
What?
That are then made into this kind of.
I like that. It's a nice texture.
Oh
right, okay.
Papery textured label that's hand marbled. And everything is done by Amanda herself.
They're really charming bottles.
Yeah.
Dare I say a hint of the Roger Dove-esque, the shape.
I think he uses the same company. I think it's Posh Pack.
Oh,
I think he just sticks a load of crystals on and it charges £1 million more.
He's onto a good thing. It seems to be working for him. Last time I saw him, he was doing all right.
He does all right.
He's grapes fine.
Silk shirts and all that. He's doing all right, isn't he?
He seems to be. So hopefully she can join him in Harrods soon. Really great fragrance, and yeah, we'd enjoy that as much as many Rogers, wouldn't we?
I've never
didn't say that.
Don't be so rude. I've never found a Roger that I've loved as much as Hibou.
On that note, okay. On that note, so moving on to the next one. It's Schuette. Now this is linked to that because it's.
So what happened was, Amanda made Hibou, and she wanted her friends and family to tell her what they thought, and quite a few of them gave her feedback. It was too strong. It was too loud.
Right.
So what she did was just play around with it a little bit to make something slightly more subtle and more discreet. Not watered down, but just not so in your face. And she came up with Schuette.
Right.
And it's totally my next purchase. And it's actually...
that's very, a bit more delicate.
It's different. It's not as woodsy.
But what I don't understand is the notes are now cassis, citruses, jasmine, woody notes, amber and musk. So it's quite a different note listing. But
I might have slightly misunderstood everything.
No, I don't think you. No. Well, there are quite a few shared notes actually. Yeah. So that could make sense. It's like that, but it's lighter.
They feel related.
I wasn't. Yeah. I wasn't saying you're wrong, but I'm just saying. Then you think. I just thought that it might have many of the same notes. But no.
Yeah.
It's really nice. I pick up on the blackcurrant note comes through more in that. Which isn't in the other one. They're both kind of sweet.
I think that's a bit sweeter.
Oh, you think this is sweeter?
I think Schuette is slightly sweeter. If you smell that, now smell that.
Okay, yeah. Now that you put it that way, it's a little bit less. It's less woody.
Yes, definitely.
And a little bit more fruity and light, but that could therefore be sweeter.
Yeah, it's brighter, isn't it?
It's its own fragrance. It's not just a flanker.
You can totally own both. Wear them both in different occasions, and that is 100% I will buy Schuette next. Or not necessarily next, but maybe in the next few purchases.
It's on your radar.
It's totally happening.
So Schuette, definitely well worth checking out.
Yeah.
And so that's Schuette and Hibou. There are two more left that we'd like to speak about.
Yes.
One of them is called Chez Noir. Is that right?
Chez Noir, yes.
We've got that on paper there. So I'll try and show the samples that we've got come in rather attractive little backing boards there, which give a brief description of each fragrance. So this one, apparently, shall I tell them?
You tell them.
Fresh and aromatic and androgynous, a vibrant chypre representing the essence of an English vineyard. Mossy woodland, green vines, white flowers, and the deep, chalky downland terroir. This is the one you think is right up my street, and I agree.
I think that and the next one we're going to smell are more your
green
style.
And mossy. It is a true chypre with green bitterness and a piquancy.
Yes.
And bergamot, I think, is not. I don't know if it's listed in it.
No, it
really
is.
like that.
Yeah,
love that.
And I feel like the texture here is what is the main star of the show. There's this dry grass or
Texture's a good word.
it's really textured.
Yeah, and it definitely has an earthy texture. Also, I find I've just been thinking about it. It reminds me a bit of Dunhill Icon and Terre d'Hermès, so maybe there's some vetiver going on there.
I can totally understand that. It almost feels like if you have unripened grapes, you know, like sour.
Oh, that's good.
You know, in your mouth, it's almost like pain.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
A
like,
stringent kind of quality about it. Yeah. I think that's what you want from a good chypre.
It's really interesting, and I can completely understand why it won an award.
Tartness,
because it is so interesting.
That's really, really nice. I don't know that we did the notes, so we'll end with the notes. Neroli, sweet orange, bergamot, pink pepper, tobacco, juniper, oak moss, patchouli, opoponax, and musk. Really, really lovely for fans of fresh green aromatics. Well worth trying out. I think there's one more left to do.
One more.
That's the one that doesn't seem to have an official release just yet.
It's not released yet, so Amanda was really kind to give us a sample. It's not out there yet.
Yeah.
It's a collaboration she's done with one particular boutique, and they've just called it Boutique. And I felt like this is going to be way up your street. It's not up my street.
Okay, right.
I love Hibou, I love Schuette, and I really appreciate Chez Noir. This one isn't quite my thing. But you like it, I knew you'd like it.
How did we smelled this
you
just before we filmed?
You said you smell iris, and then as soon as you said you smell iris, I said yes, I smell iris.
Yeah.
But I didn't recognise it until you said that.
Now we haven't got a note listing for this one, so we're just winging it from what we smell.
Yeah.
But I get some iris and a certain there is a sort of citrusy freshness about it to some extent.
To me, it's extremely green, maybe a little hay-like.
Oh, okay. And I would say it's sort of an ISO-y super thing as well in there, which I find quite pleasant.
Yeah, I think you're right. But it's not dominant ISO-y. It's
No,
not too much.
No.
It's just in there to balance things out. It's green, balmy, cool. Can't quite describe how it smells. A bit hay-like.
It's fresh and crisp and clean. It's actually not particularly standing out as being citrusy. There could be a bit of an iris, a nice iris note. Balmy is a good note. Probably some tonka then for the hay-like note.
Tonka or coumarin.
Yeah.
But it's not mega sweet. It's not. It's definitely more savoury than sweet.
Yeah. No, it's not sweet.
ISO-y.
Nice. I wouldn't say it's my favourite of the bunch so far, and it doesn't seem to be yours at the moment.
It's not my usual thing, but I completely love Hibou, Schuette, and I really, really appreciate Chez Noir.
Okay.
I think they're the best.
Brilliant. Okay. For me, definitely really enjoy the richness of Hibou. Very excited by that one, and I really enjoy Chez Noir or Chien Noir. I don't know.
Chez Noir.
Chien Noir, which is the green earthy one. Really, really beautiful. Well worth exploring this house. So let us know if you've had the privilege of trying any of those. And what you thought about anything else that we mentioned in the video. Is that all we have to say for tonight?
I think so. Okay. Just to let people know, we are still working on our book.
Yes.
I've just recently purchased this book, which, by the way, is amazing. Really, really nice book. With
Neil Chapman,
loads and loads of reviews, and they are all sectioned by the fragrance type.
So like orange fragrances or coffee or
lavender.
You can look it up. Good way of doing it.
And it just highlights just certain fragrances from that group that he really enjoys of a little tiny review. And I actually think it's way better than the Luca Turin book that came out recently.
Controversial.
Much more pleasurable, much more enjoyable, in my opinion.
Oh, okay. And it was laid out in a different way, so yeah, very different style of writing as well. I like both equally, but such a cop-out merchant.
God, fucking hell, go back to Switzerland.
I do like that a lot. It's really good. Agree.
What I love about this is he just highlights his favourite examples of particular groups of fragrance. Yeah. So it's not as bitchy as the Luca, and the bitchiness is what we all love about the Luca Turin.
Well, that's true.
But this is a pleasure. It's an absolute beauty to have. So we are not going to produce something quite as beautiful.
We are going to try in our own way. So we're definitely working on the book, and that will be coming out at a date to be announced, because these things, I mean, they take years to write books.
They do take time, so, and we're gonna try and bring you something that's a mixture of our personalities and our taste in fragrance, and you're gonna get some reviews, you're gonna get some stories, you're gonna get a mixture of stuff.
Yes, we probably don't claim it to be a definitive guide to perfume.
No.
To rival some of the others out there. But who knows?
We know our limitations, but we want to produce something that's entertaining, fun to read, and hopefully slightly informative as well.
Exactly.
Mildly informative.
On that note, good place to leave it. It definitely will be. Thank you ever so much for joining us. Good to be back on the sofa together again, and we hope it won't be too long before the next Frag Chat video. Give us your thoughts in the comments below. We'll see you in the next episode.
Remember, whatever we're doing in life,
Let's project. Bye-bye.
Bye.